It's unmistakable that Black Desert Online is one of the most beautifully complex games out there. If you wanted to play the game but don't know where to start, I got your back. I've teamed up with mmorpgs to bring to you a short guide on what you need to know to jump into Black Desert. Before we start, Black Desert is now available on Steam for Southeast Asia. Jump in now to enjoy the Level Up bonus event over the next 4 weeks and a 50% EXP sharing event where you can share 50% of all EXP you gain with the second character. As an added bonus, mmorpgs are giving away a limited number of free game access coupons. Stick around to find out how you can get one. Without further ado, let's start from the very beginning. So the first thing you're going to do when you play Black Desert Online is you're going to create a character. You'll select your class, and then you'll be moved on over to the character customization screen. Now let me tell you, if you love making characters, this is going to be an absolute dream. There are buttons, sliders, the options are limitless when it comes to making a character in Black Desert. Now I know there's going to be a few of you out there that are going to look at this and think, oh, this is kind of scary. That's okay. They've actually made a couple of options for you guys in mind as well. If you click this button right here, your character's appearance is going to change. This change is actually based off of a build from the Beauty album. This button will randomly select one from the album and it will just reflect the changes onto your character. If you don't like it, you can keep pressing the button and it's going to give you a completely random build every single time. If you're a little bit more selective with what you want and you kind of have an idea as to what kind of character you like, then you can head on over to the Beauty album, make sure you filter out for your class, and then you can just pick whatever you like. Once you've found a character, just hit apply, exit the window, and you should be looking at your very brand new shiny character. Just a heads up as well, even though you selected these custom builds, you are able to still apply changes. So if you don't like the eye color, the hairstyle, the jaw size, you can still make those changes so long as you haven't completed the character creation process. Now that you're in the game, who the heck is this? This is actually the Black Spirit. Now the Black Spirit is going to be your main quest giver for the beginning of the story, and is also going to teach you the basics of how to play the game. His purpose becomes more clear as you progress through the story, but until then, just do as he says. The combat system in Black Desert is amazing, especially if you're someone like me and you love playing very fast melee classes, it gets even better. If you haven't noticed by now, there are these little things in the game called skill points. Since you're just starting, the best way for you to get skill points is just to kill monsters. As you continue to play and grind in the world of Black Desert, you'll eventually be able to unlock your full skill tree. So don't worry too much about your skill distribution. If anything, just find your favorite skills and level those up first. Some advice I wish someone told me when I started out Black Desert is not to bother with upgrading gear pre-level 50. And the reason I say this is that upgrading gear in Black Desert can get quite expensive. Pre-50, you can get by with all the gear you get from quests, also from mob drops, so up until then you don't really need to upgrade. And also another factor to consider is when you get to level 50 with a class, is this going to be your main character? Is it going to be your grinder? Until you're certain that this is going to be the class you play, don't worry about gear at all until then. Everyone you see passing by has a horse, and you're probably very tempted to get one yourself. Don't get a horse yet. I'm not joking, horse could come later. Running around in Black Desert has its benefits, and especially for a brand new fresh character. By running around, you're passively leveling up your stamina stat. Stamina in Black Desert is very important because you need stamina in combat. It's a pretty important stat, and any boosts to its levels is going to benefit you as a player. So don't worry about getting a mount yet, we're going to get to it a little bit later in this guide, but try to level up your stamina till around level 20-ish. You're going to thank me later for this. The topic of PvP comes up quite a bit when it comes to Black Desert, and you're probably wondering, is there PvP? The answer to this is yes. All characters between the levels of 1 to 49 are ineligible for open world PvP and cannot be attacked under any circumstance. Even if someone has flagged up and are trying to attack you, there is absolutely nothing they can do to hurt you. The moment you hit level 50, however, your character is now eligible for open world PvP and can be attacked. so depending on what kind of player you are, keep these level requirements in mind whether you want to PvP or not. If you're a person like me and you love doing other professions in other MMORPGs, Black Desert is going to blow you away with the complexity as well as the depth of all the professions in the game. The professions are called life skills and they are in abundance. You can choose to focus down one path or you can do multiple at the same time. Gathering is a key profession that I highly recommend all players partake in, as the raw materials from gathering are going to be crucial for you when it comes to crafting. Gathering includes logging trees, carving animal carcasses into meat and hide, as well as picking herbs. Processing is where you turn raw materials into processed materials. Processing is also very important in Black Desert because to make things, you're going to have to process raw materials into processed materials. And in some circumstances, you'll need to process things multiple times to actually hit the proper tier of material. Fishing is very self-explanatory. You fish for fish. Fishing is super popular with people that actually don't get to spend a lot of time playing Black Desert, as fishing is very AFK friendly. You can leave your PC running overnight and catch fish for you to sell in the morning. Hunting was always a bit of a weird life skill for me, but at the end of the day, all you need to do is you need to hunt animals with a musket. These animals you can't really kill with regular weapons, hence why they are called hunting animals. I hear a lot of good things about people hunting in the late game by killing off whales, so if you like hunting, maybe hunting's a thing for you. Cooking is another life skill that I highly recommend for players starting out in Black Desert Online. It's very easy to level up, and if you do decide to go down the cooking route, the byproducts you can get from cooking are insanely good. I won't go into detail with byproducts here because we are trying to keep this short and sweet, but if you do decide to go down the cooking route, be sure to look at what byproducts are and what they can do for you. Alchemy is just like cooking, but the only exception of them making potions and items rather than food. Investing in alchemy could pay off in the long run for you, but I have heard stories of people having to make a pretty big investment before alchemy made any kind of profit for them. Training revolves around capturing, training, and breeding horses. The benefits from training really didn't pay off for the time required to hit the level of training that I did. I don't recommend anyone full-time training, but rather just let this level up passively just by riding your own horses, breeding your own horses, and capturing horses. So if anything, just skip over training. It really isn't that big of a life skill. Trading revolves around you as a player buying trade goods and delivering them to distant towns. Now, a lot of people say trading is going to give you a lot of money early on. I found this to be a very overrated life skill. To really get the payoff in trading, you need to spend a lot of time leveling it up first. Secondly, you need a lot of money to work with. You need to invest a lot of money to even make something back. So trading can be a little bit of a risk, but considering you're just playing a new character, I wouldn't really look into trading until later on when you have some more disposable income. Farming's another simple life skill that I quite enjoyed when I was playing Black Desert. All you need to do is you just farm crops and you harvest your own crops. This combos really well with alchemy and cooking, as both of them require ingredients from farming. So if you do decide to consider the farming route, maybe you can work alongside cooking and alchemy in the process as well. Sailing as a life skill I felt is in the same category as training, unfortunately. Considering you're just starting out, you won't even have a boat to use, so don't really worry about sailing until you actually have something to sail. If you're still confused with what to start with, I highly suggest picking up gathering, processing, cooking, and if you'd really like to, alchemy at the same time. They're great life skills to start with and they're super easy to do. There are also plenty of guides online on how to level them up quickly and what ingredients to look for. Pets are amazing to have in Black Desert. All of them loot items off the ground and have other various abilities. If you can get one early, I highly recommend it. You can buy them from the Pearl Shop, get free pets from events, or buy them off the marketplace from other players. If you want to spend money in Black Desert, make sure to get some pets. I hope you still have your running shoes on, because now we're going to talk about horses. In Black Desert, horses will be your main form of transport for traveling around the world, and you want to be very particular about the horses that you use. Don't just use any old horse, you want to aim for something decent. Obviously the best choice is to aim for a horse off the marketplace, but those horses aren't going to come cheap at all. If you'd like to get something for free, you can try and capture a decent tier 4 to 5 horse. To capture a horse, you need lumps of sugar. To make lumps of sugar, you're going to have to go to a cooking vendor and buy some materials. The materials you want to buy include raw sugar and mineral water. You'll need a ratio of 10 sugar to 1 water. Hit the L key and start processing this sugar and water by heating to make your lumps of raw sugar. Once you have your lumps, head on over to the stable and buy a lasso. This is what you're going to use to start the capture process. Once you have your lasso and your sugar, put them both in your hotbar and let's head on out to find ourselves a wild horse. Once you've spotted one, you'll want to hit the lasso in your hotbar to trigger the capture process. Slowly walk up to the horse until your crosshairs become red. This means you're within range of the horse. Click on the horse and then hit spacebar when the line meets the colored bar. From here on out, creep forward towards the horse. If it rears, you'll need to hit spacebar and play the spacebar minigame to continue with the capture process. Once you're close enough and a menu pops up, now's the time to feed your horse some sugar. Click on your lump of sugar in your hotbar to start feeding the horse sugar. I highly recommend you feed them 3 to 4 lumps. Once your horse is on the verge of diabetes, try and get on that thing. Usually you should be able to get on with 3 to 4 lumps of sugar. Sometimes they're a little feisty though, so if you still get bucked off, just do the process all over again, and after that you should have a horse to bring back to the stable. Once you're at the stable, register your horse and you're done. There's so much more I want to talk about, but I don't want to overload you with too much information in one video. The sheer depth of the game is what makes it so amazing. The crazily complex life skill system is what got me. I've always loved crafting professions in games, but Black Desert took it to another level where you can pretty much just life skill and still be able to progress like everyone else. Hopefully you have just as much fun as I do playing Black Desert Online. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to stand a chance to play Black Desert for free, comment below what you'd do if you played Black Desert Online. That's it for this video. I'll see you all next time.